Good morning, fourth grade families. Today is Tuesday, NTI Day 27. Let's take a look at what we're doing today. But first, before we do that, I know a lot of you have heard the governor's announcement about how the school year is going to end. I don't have all the answers to that. I know exactly what the governor has told us, the same as you. We will be finishing out the school year under this non-traditional instruction setting, which is sad. I'm going to miss seeing your faces. But we know as fourth graders, we're going to see you again next year at Eastside, and that helps a lot. What I want to let you know is in the next couple of weeks, of course, this week and next week for sure, we're going to be asking Mrs. Miles a lot of questions. She's going to be trying to provide us with a lot of information after she talks to Dr. Burchett, and we get everything figured out. If you have questions, I might not have all the answers at this point, but they are questions that I could take to my meetings with Mrs. Miles. We do some Zoom meetings as a staff. So if you have any particular questions about the end of school or anything, please send those to me, and I will gladly take those to the meeting with me, virtual meeting, and hopefully find out the answer as best we can, or as timely of a manner as I can. So it'll be okay. We can do this. The sun's out today, so we know that's a positive way to start the day. So let's take a look at NTI Day 27. As I'm looking at your checklist in the front, in reading, you're going to complete the main idea and supporting details graphic organizer based off of the story Amphibian Alert that you read yesterday. Please, 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 after you read the notes page on main ideas and supporting details, reread the story. Reread the story, and this time as an active reader, you're going to be thinking about, okay, what are the main ideas? What details are supporting those? So reread the story. Yesterday was just the first read. You need to get a second read in. Math, complete your daily Common Core review, complete Estimating American Capacity worksheet, and then there is another YouTube video to help support your learning. Capacity song, number rock, that sounds good. Science, you're going to be reading about producers, consumers, and decomposers. And there are a couple great YouTube videos on there as well about food chains and decomposers. This time of year, as I'm getting my garden ready, I think about decomposers a lot, and I want you to think about that as you're learning about decomposers. Why would my garden care about decomposers? So think about that. Music, complete Miss Matilda's music notes. Don't skip over the special stuff. That is important too. And all right, so here we go. The main idea and supporting details. I'm going to read over this sheet with you, and then you are going to reread the story and complete the graphic organizer on the following page. That is overall about the entire text. So the main idea and supporting details. How do I identify and explain the main idea and supporting details in a selection? How do I apply the main idea and supporting details to increase my comprehension? First, you need to know what main idea and supporting details are. The main idea is the most important idea about the topic. What is the main topic of the text? Supporting details are small pieces of information that tell more about the main idea. It's anything that supports that. If it doesn't support it, it doesn't have anything to do with it, it's not a supporting detail. When the main idea is not stated in a single sentence, readers must figure it out on their own and state it in their own words. Okay? So you can see they're showing you a graphic organizer where you start with the main idea at the top, and you have the supporting details. And notice that the arrows are pointing up from the supporting detail up to the main idea. That's important because remember, their support, they're what's holding that main idea up. And that's why the arrows are moving that direction. Some vocabulary that could help you: stated, implied, infer, support answers, identify, explain, interpret. So, some signal words: mostly about, mainly about, another title, best describes, most likely, most important. So use those things to help you. All right. Now it's time for you to reread your story. And I'm going to move on back to the science section. So if you want to pause me to do your reading and come back, that will be fine. So let's take a look at science. Turn to those pages. Chapter 6, Energy Transfers in Ecosystems. Producers, consumers, and decomposers. Remember, whenever we're talking about food chains and food webs and that we're talking food chains, we're talking about the movement of energy. It's all about energy. I tell my grandson often when it's time to eat and he's like, I don't want to go eat. I tell him you need to eat because that food is what's giving you energy, and that's what helps you grow and keeps things going. And of course, a 3-year-old doesn't need help finding energy, but it does help. All right, here we go. Are you ready? The sun is the main source of energy for all living things. Animals don't get energy directly from the sun. Many eat plants, however, which use sunlight to make food. Animals that don't eat plants also depend on the energy of the sunlight. They eat animals that eat plants. When scientists describe the way energy moves through the ecosystems, they use the term food chains. Food chains have 3 main levels. Green plants and some protists and bacteria are producers. They are in the first level of food chains because they produce their own food. To make food, most producers use water and carbon dioxide with the energy from the sunlight. The food producers make contains stored energy. Consumers make up the next level in a food chain. They eat other living things, and they take the energy of the living things they eat. There are 3 kinds of consumers: herbivores, carnivores, and omnivores. Herbivores are animals that eat only plants or producers. Animals such as squirrels, rabbits, cows, and horses are herbivores. Carnivores are animals that eat only animals or other consumers. For example, falcons, many snakes, and lions are carnivores. Omnivores are animals that eat both plants or producers and other animals, consumers. Animals such as chickens, raccoons, and bears are omnivores. Most humans are also omnivores. Decomposers make up the last level of the food chain. Decomposers are consumers that feed on wastes and on the remains of dead plants and animals. They break down wastes and turn them into nutrients. The nutrients go into the soil or water. Plants take in the nutrients from the soil or water through their roots, and the cycle starts again. So you have your questions to go along with that. Remember, go check out those YouTube videos. It'll help reinforce what you just read, and maybe it'll give you some more visuals to look at with that. Remembering your open response question using science words and sentences, make sure you answer all parts. You can use a diagram to represent how different consumers get energy. The arrows show the direction of energy flow. A. Identify the 2 missing parts of the diagram, labeled 1 and 2. B. Define each of the 4 parts of the diagram. All right. Looks good. Looks good. Oh, and you're going to be singing bingo today, music. Can't wait to hear it. I bet all your parents know that song. That's one that's been around for a while. All right, so it's that time again. I hope you have a fabulous day. Get out and enjoy the sunshine today. Maybe plant some plants or start some seeds. Maybe dig up some worms. There we go. Good fishing bait. All right, I will see you soon. Take care.